Coming up on Look Today, we've got breaking news. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik announces her opposition to the proposed tax bill and will vote no tomorrow. Plus, in an effort to make sure every ballot is counted, members of the City Charter Review Commission in Saratoga are calling for a hand count of all ballots. I've got details. And Patrick Nelson, Democratic candidate for 21st Congressional District, held a rally outside Congresswoman Elise Stefanik's office in protest of FCC's decision to repeal net neutrality. I've got those details. What a day. All ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. Well, in tonight's program, I sit down with Lori LaFond. She's Executive Director of Friends of the IBA, and she's here to talk about a very important campaign called Acres for Owls. Plus, I also sit down with Chuck Voskanyan. He's President, Rockman Record Club, and he's here to talk about the club's next presentation featuring Tom Petty's music that's happening tomorrow at Cafe Lena. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. And before I get to the headline story, we've got some breaking news, and it's really breaking news. Elise Stefanik, our Congresswoman, is voting no on the proposed tax plan that's going through Congress. I've got a quote from her. "I'll be voting no on the final legislation and will continue to work hard to ensure that hardworking families and small businesses have their priorities represented in Congress." We just got this breaking news, so we're in touch with her office, and we'll have a full report on this tomorrow. All right, in our lead story, former members of the Saratoga City Charter Review Commission are putting pressure on city officials in hopes that a hand count of all ballots will take place. Now, the decision will be made December 20th, New York State Supreme Court. Now, as you know, the vote to say no for a change in the form of government in Saratoga won by a very slim margin, only 10 votes out of approximately 9,000 votes. Well, the Review Commission members are requesting a complete hand count of all votes that were made on that November 7th. We spoke to Gordon Boyd.
It's so close that we really want to validate and verify the results. Now, the Board of Elections has denied our request to look at the scanner digital records and also at the ballots that the machines rejected. There were an unknown number of those ballots. We believe we were ahead with that group of ballots. They told us so, but we haven't seen those ballots. We don't know how they were counted. They were just spat out by the machine.
In other news, well, Patrick Nelson, someone I've interviewed here on Look Today, he's a Democratic candidate for 21st Congressional District, held a rally outside Congresswoman Elise Stefanik's office over the weekend. Now, Patrick Nelson is asking constituents to sign a petition to ask Congress to file a Congressional Review Act to overturn the net neutrality repeal. Now, the FCC voted to repeal net neutrality this past Thursday. We spoke to Patrick Nelson about the origins of net neutrality.
The original transmission protocols for the internet that were developed by the public with our taxpayer dollars treated every packet of data equally. That has been the history of our internet. You know, I get really disheartened when I hear commissioners and the chairman from the FCC lying to the American people, acting like the idea of net neutrality didn't exist before the order of 2015.
You know, not a lot of attention is being paid, or not as much attention is being paid to this issue of net neutrality as should be, probably because of the tax plan and all the other noise coming out of Washington. But it is a serious issue, and we did receive a release from Elise Stefanik's office saying that the FCC's decision to repeal it was not a congressional vote, it was an FCC vote, is being reviewed by Congress. All right, switching from news to weather. Expect freezing rain later tonight, and let's see how the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Thanks, Jesse. I'm meteorologist Clarence Bonser with your first look weather update here on Look TV. Let's take a look at tonight's forecast. We have low pressure across just to the north of our area, bringing some warm front and stationary front boundaries. Secondary cold front across portions of the northern plains. High pressure in the meantime will dominate portions of the mid-south into parts of the Midwest tonight. More regional look temperatures 20s and 30s across much of the area. And as we take a look at a more local view, 32 in Clifton Park, 31 in Greenwich, 29 in Fort Edward, 26 heading into Whitehall. Glens Falls overnight low about 30 degrees with some mid to upper 20s across Johnsburg and Pottersville. Few rain, snow showers, otherwise overcast. South wind about 5 to 10 miles per hour. With some snow changing to all rain, its highs will be above freezing. Walking out the door could see some rain and snow isolated, otherwise cloudy, mid-30s through the 8 a.m. hour. Extended forecast back in the mid-30s for highs heading into Wednesday. Thursday, mainly mostly sunny with that overnight low at 10 degrees, so a very chilly forecast continuing. And we could see single digits heading into Friday. 30% chance of rain and snow, mid-30s for highs. By next weekend, by Saturday, maybe all rain, mid-40s for highs with winds out of the southwest. That was your first look weather update. I'm meteorologist Clarence Ponsler. Now let's send it back to you, Jesse.
Thanks very much, Clarence. All right, back to the news. Well, National Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame in Saratoga announced today that they're going to hold a press conference tomorrow morning. Now, the museum and Hall of Fame will give the public a unique opportunity to witness the birth of a foal or a baby horse. Now, we spoke to John Hendrickson. He's the president of the museum.
We also have a very big display here, 4 80-inch televisions where children and adults can come here and access their favorite mares to watch them giving birth here, or they can come and just watch what they're doing on a daily basis.
Now, that is very unusual and something you probably want to check out. All right. We will be at that press conference tomorrow, and we'll have more for you tomorrow night. Up next, I sit down with Lori LaFond. She's Executive Director of Friends of the IBA, and she's here to talk about a very important campaign called Acres for Owls. Plus, I also sit down with Chuck Voskanyan, President, Rockmont Record Club, and he's here to talk about the club's next presentation. It's featuring the music and the career of Tom Petty. That's happening tomorrow night at Cafe Lena. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. I've got a couple lookouts for tonight. Monday, we're looking ahead. Something's kind of standing out to me. We were very involved, as you know, in the referendum to change the form of government in Saratoga. Many people talk to me about this. Well, we have a new issue, tourism in Warren County. And the more we talk to people about it, the more we uncover about the real need to address the issues concerning tourism and tourism dollars. And I'm starting to hear back from people who are stakeholders. And so we are going to be covering a lot of that in the weeks to come. Quick one, Rockmont tomorrow night, Cafe Lena, Tom Petty. Rockmont record clubs are great. Quick lookout goes to the people at Vision Work in Queensbury. Yes, I tend to run over my glasses with the car, so I had to go in to get a new pair of glasses. Saw Mark again, Michelle, and Alyssa, and they helped my wife and myself, and we walked out of there not only with new glasses, these are not them, but I also got prescription sunglasses. I've wanted those my whole life. Okay, so thank you, Mark, Michelle, and Alyssa. And last but not least, I really want to commend our Congresswoman Elise Stefanik for having the courage to vote no in this current climate in Washington. This tax bill is a handout for the rich. The permanent cuts are for the most wealthy and for corporations. The temporary cuts, which are crumbs for the middle class, expire in 5 to 10 years. And voting no took courage and is in the best interest of the people in New York. Tonight on Look TV, beyond the headlines and tracks. Don't forget, tune in tomorrow night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.